Hey, all right, how's it going? How's it going? You're listening to the Dead Man's Tome podcast, a live show broadcast from from a trailer park deep in the heart of Meth County, Texas. I'm your host, Mr. Deadman, and with me is my co-host, SK. How are you doing, man?
Yo. Hey, man. You know, one of these days, goddamn it, I'm going to have a social life, and I'm out of here. No more Friday nights on the podcast.
Ah, damn it. Then what am I going to do? I'm going to have to look.
It's going to happen one of these days.
Oh, I hope that doesn't happen then. Jeez. Or, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, hey, if you like the show, if you want to, no obligation, but hey, if you want to donate a little, that makes SK and I a little happy, you know what I'm saying? Hey, by the way, SK.
Yeah?
That Real Monsters last night was freaking phenomenal.
Thank you very much. We had a blast doing the show and a very, very active chat during the live broadcast. It was fantastic. And Wes, as always, did a phenomenal job with his research.
He did. That guy, he goes deep. He goes deep in the research, man. Very impressive.
Yeah, and you know, there's already a whole bunch of views on that episode.
And it's definitely going to draw even more because we're talking about Charles Manson. So if you haven't seen it already, look, you're on the right channel to look at it. Don't do it now because I need your views on this stream now, but later on, definitely check out the Real Monsters Charles Manson
Not now.
episode.
Jesus, stay put.
Yeah. Listen to that.
Try and make
afterwards.
it worth your while.
Yeah. Of course, we have Chris Miller with us here. How's it going, Chris?
It's going great. Thanks for having me again.
Wait. Chris Miller is our guest?
Yeah, Chris Miller. You know, the famous
fucking
author.
Chris Miller?
Yeah.
The guy who wrote Putinomics?
Yeah, that guy.
Soviet apologist?
Yeah,
and pornographer?
Yeah. The communist dude, right?
It was a failed pornography book, just by the way.
Well,
if that's not an indictment on talent, I don't know.
The one single pornography product to fail is a book on how to succeed in pornography.
Let me show you guys this. I got to show these people this. Okay, right now we're looking on you see on the screen here, Chris Miller. This is Chris Miller. Not joking here, right? Is this the Chris Miller? There's a book here called Automated Adult Income. 1 star. Like the one thing in porno.
Shooting the cover for that was such a great session too.
I bet so, huh?
Bullshit. That's stock photo.
I wasn't there, but I was shooting. So.
Shooting something, all right. No.
Yeah.
Hey. No, ladies and gentlemen, we got the real Chris Miller here, the authentic one, the one who wrote the novel for Animal House. That's the one we got. That guy. Oh, or is it or this one who wrote Naturally Cute?
Oh God.
Or yeah, Animal House. Here we go. There's so many Chris Millers. But we got the real one.
It's a very common name, unfortunately.
Yeah, it happens.
You know, when you're going for a pen name, you can do anything you want. You don't have to pick something that's like got 7,000 other people.
I know, but I was like 2 books in before I thought, man, I should get a pen name that sounds cool. But then I was like, I'm not going to start over. I'm way too lazy for that.
Double down and keep on going, man. Besides, one of these other Chris Millers might launch into fame, and you can ride their coattails too. Look at that.
Don't think I won't do it.
Oh, no, who wouldn't, right? Might as well.
I don't know anybody.
All right. A few announcements before we get on the show here. Get further on. Domestic brawl. Let me tell you something. Okay, this is a Patreon bonus episode, right? My wife wants to kick my ass. I don't even know that, SK. I didn't know that, Chris. But my wife wants to kick my ass.
Seems like a pretty solid assumption to make in general.
Yeah. So she challenged me to Kirby's Avalanche, where she's going to dominate me live tomorrow night at 9:30, but for patrons only. Now, let me tell you something. I have never once...
Hold on. Wait.
Yeah?
This is starting to sound kind of hinky, and I'm not sure I want to be involved.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
I mean, I'm cool with Mrs. Deadman. It's the Jesse part that's not. That's kind of
oh,
squigging me out.
oh, it's wigging you out, huh? It's wigging you out. Well, what do you think is going to happen, SK? How bad do you think it's going to
All
get?
I can think
Well,
about is a
I heard the
dominatrix
words
curve.
dominate and 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 stop me now.
No. Yeah, no. Oh, God.
She's gonna punish you and
She's
shit.
gonna punish you.
It's just
No. She's gonna own my ass. Oh, another bad one. She's look.
She already does.
Oh man, I took myself so deep on this one. I can't get out. Look, let me put it to you this way: if you want to see my wife kick my ass in this game, which she's probably gonna do, because I have not beaten her one time in this game at all, ever, and I don't know why. I don't know how. Definitely check out this show. It's gonna be live tomorrow night, 9:30. But you got to be a patron. Go to patreon.com/deadmanstome. All it takes is $1, and you can get it. Okay. All right. And the other thing is, we have a comic book coming out. At least trying to get it out, called Dead Apocalypse. We got to get that going. We got to get some support there because we're talking about the first comic by Dead Man's Tome, the art by Damascus Mintzmeyer, who's been doing their cover art.
yeah, good art.
Mm-hmm. Phenomenal art.
Did he do Psycho Holidays cover?
He did. He did Psycho Holiday.
That's an awesome cover. Yeah.
I mean, this guy's been doing all of our covers for the past, I think, 4 or 5 issues, really. Let me pull this up right here. This is what we're talking about. Okay. And right now, we're so far from the goal. And I know the goal sounds outrageous. 5,000. Right now, we only have 15. And if you back, you're getting a copy. You're getting either a digital copy or a paperback and digital. So you're getting something. And the deal is,
Awesome.
What's going on here is Damascus wrote this. He inked it. He illustrated, inked it, and even colored it. There's colored parts in it as well. It is it's a story about, well, it takes place in a zombie apocalypse, if you will. And you starts off, you got this couple who's at a graveyard, kind of like a Night of the Living Dead. Something's about to go down, right? It's kind of a mature comic, some titties, some ass. And then things go awry. And this is the sort of story, if I give out any more, it kind of gives away the spin. It kind of gives away, like, there's a twist to it that carries on throughout that I gotta shh, be quiet about it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, don't give away the fucking plot, dude.
All right. So if you're interested in that, check it out. Indiegogo, Dead Man's Tome, Dead Apocalypse. Okay. All right. With all that said, man, Chris Miller, we know who you are, but for those listening or tuning in now, who are you and what do you do?
I'm Chris Miller. I'm a horror author. I've been published with Dead Man's Tome, Death's Head Press, Black Bed Sheep Books. And during the day, I pretend to manage a water well company.
Okay.
So being a horror writer, does that explain writing about Soviet economics?
Well, yeah, it's horrifying.
Yeah, it does kind of fit. It does kind of fit.
I mean, the empty food lines, they're scary shit. So
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it makes you an expert, though. You know, the ins and outs. You know, some horrors, some true horrors, right there.
well, yeah. As long as I share a name with a guy, then I that makes me an expert.
Yeah. Oh man.
So a water well company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're out there with a pickaxe and a shovel, and you're building a thing that's lined with stones.
No,
and...
we're actually using 21st century technology now.
Shit.
We've got actual drilling rigs, and a lot of it's automated anyway. It's still hard work, but it's.
But you
got a
still
lot of
use the
technology
dowser
involved
person to find the spot to drill, right?
Oh God, no. We
No?
pull up the no. No, we pull. There's a state website that has all the wells listed with it, what the depth was, what the quality and all that. That's how we come to a decision on where and how deep to drill.
Jesus. State's into everything. He even knows where your goddamn water is.
Of course,
Yeah, they're a
of
fucking
course.
nightmare.
They got to
don't-
make the money,
Don't know anything else, but they charge us a lot for it.
right?
Do they have a map of where to find whiskey too?
No, they don't.
Useless
It-
stuff.
Of course, it's probably in every one of their drawers at work.
Ah,
I'd drink during the day too if I worked for the government, but
yeah, I could say something about that. One way or the other.
And what Jesse's not allowed to say is that he does.
Yeah. maybe not. When I'm out there snatching kids for the state, for the evil globalists.
nice.
All right, man. So it's like you got a new book out, right? The Damned Place.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
it just came out last month.
All right. Tell us about this book. What's going on with it?
All right, so this is actually a pretty. It's by far my longest book. It's almost 600 pages long, but it's set in 1990 in rural East Texas, in my hometown, and it's about a group of kids on summer vacation.
Oh God,
And
I'm
they're being
terrified already.
harassed. Yeah, I know. it's summer's terrifying here, and so there's these bullies that are a couple of years older harassing them, and during one of these harassing incidents, they're out in the woods and they stumble upon this really old house. It looks like it's just been dropped out, and there's no trail to it. There's
Mhm.
no driveway. There's no road. It's just in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
And one of the boys, in his desperate attempt to get away from these bullies, the one who's after him is actually a budding psychopath. He
just a
discovers this
psychopath.
ability. Yeah. He discovers this ability that he can move into this alternate reality. It's very similar to ours, but also different in many ways. And on that other side, there's a monster who jumps from reality to reality, devours these worlds. But he can't do it alone. He needs somebody with the ability to move between the worlds. He has to use them. And so then we get this huge backstory, goes back 100 years, and we realize there's only certain places he can jump that have to be thin spots in reality, and they're worn thin because of some great atrocity that's been committed on that ground. And so the bullying escalates to the point that they all end up having to face down this monster in the end, and basically fighting for their lives and trying to save the world at the same time.
So let me get this straight. So the kid who's running away from the bullies.
Wait a minute. They get the monster in the end? So this is back to that adult income thing, right?
Yeah. No. No, they face down the monster. He never actually automates anything.
Face down the monster. Well, you would face down the monster ass up to get the adult income
That's
thing.
right. Well, yeah. I mean, if he's looking, he's too ugly to even do what you got to do. So that obviously the face is down.
Yeah.
Right.
Man, I don't know, Chris. I think you might be the one who actually wrote that porn book. I don't know, man.
You know what? I've often said I could never do erotica or anything because I would be laughing too hard to ever type a full sentence.
Explains the 1 star.
Sure enough to write that stuff, and I can own that. So.
Oh man,
he wrote boobs.
I have.
Oh wait, I did
boobs.
it.
All right. So on your story, or in your story, so you have the kid is being bullied, run away from the bullies, but they have to end up like working together to fight this monster thing.
Sort of, but not really. It kind of takes a different direction because this bully he's a budding psychopath, like I said.
Yeah.
And he's right on the verge of really becoming a complete monster, becoming a serial killer, something like that. He's twisted.
But he's killing animals.
They actually,
he's like stabbing
he's
cats.
killed animals.
Oh shit!
He actually rapes his mother.
Whoa! What?
Yeah, he's a pretty sick bastard.
Do you realize that is considered socially unacceptable?
Yeah.
Usually, yeah, but being horror, I figure we can laugh at the taboo.
Yeah. Oh yeah. About it. That's fine.
All things are forgiven when it's horror.
So, right.
Pretty much, yeah.
You can get away with.
You know what's funny
more.
though? You know what's funny, Chris? People are going to have more of a problem with the fact that you're killing animals in the book than the other part.
True. That's
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Sorry, all those poor bastards died, but damn him, he killed a dog. You know.
Yeah. Right.
They're going to lose their minds.
So many people that I know are like, kill anybody you want, just don't hurt the dog.
Yep.
Yeah,
and I'm a dog person too. I mean, I get that. There, people can be cruel and things that just aren't in most dogs and even any dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of get that, but I also place a hell of a lot more value on human life. So
yeah,
I kind of go back and
is,
forth. I get it, but give me a break.
Yeah, of course, we're also talking about fiction, right? We're talking about.
Yeah, it is fiction. I mean, anybody that's actually killing dogs, you need to go eat a bag of dicks and die.
Yep.
That's twisted.
Choke on them.
In Minecraft. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh. Okay, so this it has parallels to a series that's pretty popular now. Stranger Things sounds like with the whole like alternate universe. It's kind of within our world, but it's not our world. Okay.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you actually put like a method behind yours, like a certain science, or not like a science, but like logic behind it. You know what I'm saying?
To a degree, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'll embrace the fact that Stranger Things was part of what inspired the idea for this novel. The first season came out in 2016, I think it was, and it just so happened at the same time I was reading It by Stephen King for the second time.
Okay.
And both of those stories share similar themes,
Yeah.
And it just got my imagination fired up, and I started writing, and I pay homage to King, and even though it's set in the 90s, it sort of pays a little homage to Stranger Things too, as part of the inspiration. But it goes its own direction. I included the whole reality. They can't jump through reality just anywhere. It has to be somewhere where the foundation of that place has been fundamentally fractured. And the way I chose to go about that was by some sort of atrocious evil act happening there.
So what are we talking about? What kind of evil act are we talking about? Like raping and pillaging?
Wait, can we guess?
Yeah.
You could certainly guess.
Okay. Raping and pillaging. Raping and pillaging.
That's it's not wrong.
I was thinking something to do with the DMV.
Damn it.
Well, the DMV didn't exist 100 years ago.
We're getting that would have been 1919, and vehicles were coming into.
We were 1906 in this story, though. It's 1990, but the backstory is in 1906. So
yeah. Well, the DMV could have traveled back in time.
That's true. That's true, and God help us all if they'd ever find out how. Whenever reality just winks out of existence, we'll know it's happened.
Yeah. Oh man. Ultimate evil. So
we're talking about like wars and stuff, like conflicts or something, like a civil war or something.
No, not necessarily that. It's a lot more personal.
Oh.
It's smaller.
Domestic
between
violence.
A few people. Domestic violence might wear it down some, but it would have to go much further than, where everybody walks away yelling and screaming, and then they're back together 3 days later. And
smoking in the boys' room.
Right.
Smoking in the boys' room. that's
Yeah, smoking in the boys' room actually tears a hole open between realities immediately. The first puff.
Getting
The first puff is
detention.
over.
Getting detention for the principal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Getting a wedgie, an atomic wedgie at school.
Talk about
Yeah, and then all of a sudden
reality.
The portal to hell opens up, sucks everybody in.
Yes. The demons don't care about the wars and conflicts, but they definitely care about the kids.
Junior high school pranks.
Wedgies are such sweet suffering.
I like this. I like this. Okay.
This is kind of naming a boy Cody. That's
Oh, wait. Is that the name of your character? Is the name Cody? I swear, if that's one of his characters'
I apologize
names.
to all the Codys I know right now.
Oh.
Do what now?
I mean, do you have a character named Cody in your book?
Actually, no. But now I'm wishing I could go back and just redo the whole thing with Cody. And that would make the whole plot setup a lot simpler.
You could make the Cody version.
Yeah, I could just have Cody walk on there and save like 300 pages.
Yeah. Why did all this happen? There was a kid named Cody.
Do you really need any more explanation?
oh, Cody, yeah.
A kid named Cody, and he got an atomic wedgie. All right. Oh man. So
They're great.
So what happens with this alternate reality? Like, is it like the upside down world in like Stranger Things, or is it different?
It's similar to that.
Okay.
In a similar vein. The idea is this alternate reality, and of course, this book sets up a trilogy, so it's going to turn out that there's infinite alternate realities out there. But this creature, who's called the Glutton, he moves throughout the cosmos and dimensions and whatever, and he devours what he calls the high meat. So in our world, would they be humans, or what passes for humans in these other worlds?
Okay.
So
So there was a time when high meat had a very specific meaning, and it had to do with it being slightly spoiled.
yeah, but being this is alternate realities, we can just change it. So
Okay.
but anyway, yeah. So in this world that he's in, he's basically already devoured it, and he almost came through 100 years ago, but he was foiled by a young
high meat
man at that house before he came through. And then, so here we are. It goes from 1906, and then it's 1990, and this other kid stumbles into it. Now it's trying to come again, and he's trying to figure out how to stop it with his friends.
Okay. And what sort of things happens in this alternate universe? Because I'm kind of curious like how this works, especially compared to the
like
Stranger
how
Things.
alternate is it? I mean, is it like 90% the same? Is it?
It's
just
probably
a few things off?
it's probably 90% the same. The terrain.
Does it still have Rosie O'Donnell? This is, I'm asking
She's
important
skinny.
questions.
She's
here.
skinny in the
Yeah, but she has fur and she has 4 arms. So that's
She's
horror for you.
She's like smoking hot though, with 4 arms.
Yeah.
And she has a sexy voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
In 10
sexiest
years,
voice.
that's going to be the next big thing. Women are start going to, ugly women are going to go to plastic surgeons and have 2 new arms put on. It's coming.
They're gonna look like a shit. What was it? Oh man,
Make me look like Rosie.
It's so they can give you a hand job and rob you at the same time.
Oh yeah, you know that. You know.
Oh,
that.
they can do that, and they can still do 2 other things.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know what those 2 other things are, but it's worth exploring.
Yeah.
Check their.
Okay.
Make other appointments.
All right. Oh, by the way, just reminding everybody, everyone who's watching right now, feel free to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Sharing helps out a huge amount, because I'm telling you, this video, the stream is going to be demonetized, right? It's not ad friendly because of what we're talking about. So if you like to support, just press the like button and share Facebook, Twitter, and all that stuff. Okay. All right. So what else is going on in the damn place? Anything you want to tease us with for the listeners? You don't want to give away too much, but something interesting.
Yeah. Do you want me to read a sample or?
Sure. Yeah, I'm good with that.
What you're looking
Yeah, sure. I gotta go to the bathroom, so go ahead.
Perfect break time. Yeah, well, let me just.
Yeah, Goro. Brad, you're right, Goro. That was what I was thinking. I was like, the Mortal Kombat character.
Before you read that, we had a question in the chat.
Oh, we did
a while back, and we kind of just ran over it.
We did.
And it's from Brad T asking he says, I've heard you've been known to drill a well on Indian burial grounds. Is that true?
I don't know, honestly.
I think you'd know.
As far as I know, no.
I think you'd know, right?
Well, yeah, I'd probably have all these dead animals rising up, and
yeah.
And
I mean,
have you ever had like toy clowns come to life at night and shit like that?
Twice. So no.
Okay. Just
It's
twice.
hardly worth mentioning.
Just twice. It's okay.
Yeah, you got to hit 3 times before it's worth bringing up.
Yeah, not even newsworthy, guys.
Twice could be a coincidence.
Mm-hmm. Hell, it happened to me twice too. I'm not even joking. Oh, y'all want more? Y'all want more of that story?
Yeah, I do actually. I'm hanging.
My son's toys would automatically come on, and the battery powered ones, they automatically come on and start making sounds on their own. Explain that.
That sounds like E.T. more than Poltergeist.
I don't know.
We have an Amazon Echo in our kitchen that will randomly come on and tell us it doesn't know the answer to that when we're just having a private conversation. And we always look over at it and look at each other and then shrug and keep talking.
He's trying to
I have
chime
a
in.
Google Home that tries to talk to the television sometimes when the movie's on, and it says, well, the answer to that is blah 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 blah, and it's just something on TV.
Oh man, they're gonna be thinking, what would happen if you're watching?
Dude, don't you want to get a Google Home and an Alexa in the same room and get them talking to each other?
There's been videos about that. Oh man, I only gotta check them out. I want to check them out. I want to see what happens. Anyway, yeah, let's read your
Read
excerpt.
something.
Let's read your thing.
Yeah.
Jesus, what's taking so long?
This is from the section of the book. It's set in 1906, which is in the middle of the book. It's the novella within the novel, but it's basically a series of journal entries from this young man as he's watched his father be murdered and his mother and his sister and his brother descend into complete madness. So you may be a little lost, but it's a fun section here.
Okay.
October 23rd, 1906. I managed to fetch the supplies from Roscoe's cart. Took some doing, I tell you true, but I also disposed of the wagon, horses too, 2 fine mares. The glutton ate them greedily. Strange, the horses and squirrels don't seem to cause nearly as much growth in the thing as Roscoe did, or even Daddy's wormy corpse. I have moments of horrifying sanity in the midst of my waking nightmare now. These moments have me thinking the most awful things I could not bear to consider under normal circumstances. Yet there is nothing normal in my life anymore, nor shall there ever be again. I swim in the comfort of madness now, and happily so. It is only the slivers of sanity that wash forward from time to time which cause me sorrow. The moments when I realize just how awful our lives have become, how utterly evil we really are. The times I desperately want to fetch the axe by the woodpile. The times like right now. October 26, 1906. The Reverend Hart. I saw him. I'm sure of it. He was out there in the woods, watching our home. He never wandered close, but I saw the man. I was watching out the front window. I could feel eyes on us, on the house. Mother and Richard were sitting in the front room, reeking in their excrement and filth. Evangeline was doing likewise in the kitchen. I suppose I should not pretend I was not doing the same in the parlor. I was. I stood there in my filth, grabbing at the snakes and never grasping one. I will, though. I tell you true, I shall have a snake. I noticed something moving beyond the snakes, feeling those judging eyes upon me like lusty moths coming to flame. The bastard was there, and he was watching us. I know not his intent, or do I? Methinks sometimes I know just his intentions. And what of them? Come, I say. Come and behold, we Brogans. Behold us and be cursed, I tell you. Cursed. Cursed as we are cursed. I am suffering in another moment of sanity, another god-awful window of crystalline lucidity. I know this is a damned place, and I feel that we are damned likewise. Damned to that fiery eternity the devil Reverend Hart spits about from his pulpit, his brimstone-soaked sermons. Ah, yes, I went to his service. I went, but no one knew. No one knew at all, you see, because I was clever. I snuck to town, knowing it was deserted, a place of ghosts, whenever the good Reverend was speaking. Clever, I tell you. There was never one so sly as me. I crept to the windows, peered within, and saw him, heard him, and I heard my family's name upon his blistering lips. They are coming for us. Well, come. Come, Revy, my good man, come and see what you all fear. My sanity hath returned, and God help me, I shall end it. I shall end my sanity and end the eternal sleep of the damned. You think the glutton won't come through and eat your soul from within your very carcass? Think again, Reverend. Come. October 29th, 1906. It is dark, so dark, but I can see them out there. They think I do not, but I do. I see them. I caught a snake today. Well, I cannot tell a lie. It allowed me to catch it. It beckoned me to it, slithering and sliming its way out of the house, its black fork of a tongue calling me forth to it. And oh yes, God help me, I came. It led me from the house to the woodpile. The sanity was upon me once again. Oh, how I loathe it, the terrible, lucid clarity. It coiled itself around upon the axe handle, and I grabbed the thing. I hefted it. I caressed it, petted it. It was colder than I thought it would be. The snake, I mean, of course. The rest haunts me. I shall not retell it. Not all of it, anyhow. It is not as though I will be reading this back to myself in the future. There is no future. Not for me. Not for my family. Not for us damned Brogans. No, none of us. This is the end. They are carrying torches. Little more than a glimmer in the dark, blinking in and out beyond the trees, closer now than before. But what time is it? It doesn't matter. It is late and the earth is dark. So very dark. I shall sway above them when the Reverend and his mob arrive. Oh, what a sight they shall see. My only prayer, if I dare call it such a thing, is that the glutton will not take us away before they come. Methinks it will not. I managed to lure Chloris out of the place where she resides, wretched furry beast. Yes, I lured her out and I put her to pieces. I have never laughed so boisterously in all my days. The lucid sanity washing over me was a delight for the first time in an age. How I savored it. I know not the details or mechanics, but it seems she had some power within her to open the doorway, something within her will that could tear the walls down between our worlds. The glutton has this power too, but he is weak at the moment, malnourished. It takes him great effort to open the door. That is why he needs meat, the meat of this world, of mankind, to draw strength. Chloris was his helper. He found her, and she found Mother. Mother has the power too, I have found. Had the power, forgive my joke, haha. It was the pair of them, Mother and Chloris, working in tandem to bring the beast into this world. Without them, he'd never have been able to come through. But Mother and Chloris were caught off guard. Oh, clever me, I caught them off guard. Mother screamed and wailed and begged for her life, and the life of the Brogan knew that goddamned demon of incest growing within her stinking belly. My brother, my nephew, God, what have we become? I am no better, I know that. I could never really deny it, even in the rapture of madness. Evangeline, my sweet dear sister, she was taken with the fever that possessed Mother. That wretch Chloris infected them, I tell you true. It was she, that rabbit pig insect demon Chloris. I curse the day you were born and all of your kind, demon. I am of reasonable confidence that the door is closed. For now. I fear the day when it may be reopened, should the glutton regain the strength to open it himself, or should another possessor with the powers of Chloris or Mother, come along and bring it here. The whole world will be done in. Perhaps that would be for the best. This world, what good is there in it? What good there seems to be, what good I thought there was in my family. Look at what has become. So many bleeding chunks of flesh. Ha ha ha. No, there is no good in this world. That is why I have done what I've done. There is no salvation outside of death, and behold, that is what I've become. Death that life may not destroy. It is life, that cold mistress, that icy beast, which is the source of all misery. No more, I say, it shall be no more. I write these final words with the noose about my neck. I can hear them now coming through the woods. Their torches are brighter. Their footfalls are audible. I can hear their shouts. Well, come then. Behold what horrors life brings and what sweet release there is in death. May you find my words here and beware this damned place. May it be cursed and burned to the ground. May it be an altar of abomination and a warning to all who venture nigh that man should not treasure the things of this world, but to purge himself from it. We are the scourge of the land and the rapist of nature. Farewell, good reverend. May your nights be haunted by what you find, and I beg you, destroy this damned place. Destroy it, I tell you. And that's it.
Powerful stuff.
So hold on. He fed the horses to the monster?
He did. He did. He was doing everything he could to try to not feed it people. But in the end, it all kind of fell apart for him.
Yeah. Don't feed the bears, man.
Don't feed them at all. Yeah.
I guess I should have had to just hang their bodies up in the trees. Everybody would have been fine.
Yeah, right? Could have just starved the monster, though.
Dry cured.
Like, what would have happened if you just tried to starve the monster? Like, can he starve it?
Well, I don't think he can quite starve to death, but he can get weak. So, and that's why he needs.
I mean,
needs help
and the monster is
move.
like needs something like a mother. Like, who's the mother? Like the hive mind behind the whole thing.
Mother was that character's mother, actually.
Oh, okay.
Who also
she sounds like a
ability.
lovely person.
Yeah, she's freaking nuts.
Oh.
So many
Wait.
are actually.
Wait, is his dad her brother or something? You said something about incest? What? I'm trying to figure out this.
There's actually several instances of incest in this story. In the section from 1906, the mother begins,
common for 1906, actually. No shocker there.
Yeah, she and in Texas, she's been convinced by this being on the other side of reality that she will have yet another child. Her last name's Brogan, and she ends up using her 13-year-old, the younger brother, to try to achieve this. And throughout the narrative, Jonathan, who's the character we see all this through his eyes, is slowly coming to that realization, and meanwhile succumbing to the same thing with his own story. And it's a terribly screwed up family.
Sounds like it. But
yeah,
that's why it's interesting, right? Because if they were normal, it wouldn't be interesting at all.
If they were normal, nobody would write about them.
Yep, and it's 1906, guys.
Yep.
Everyone was fucking everyone then.
Well,
I don't know about that.
I do want to correct you on one thing. If people are normal and they get written about, they end up in the literature presses.
Yeah,
it's the boring presses.
Yeah,
right. The ones that get all the awards and the praise from the critics.
Now
that nobody actually
I have a
reads.
question, though.
You're right. Everybody else snores.
I got a serious question. So, okay, first off, very poetic in some ways. I mean, I like how the emphasis of certain language, like certain words, come. Are you sure this wasn't your attempt to write porn? Because I was like, one more come. You say one more come, goddammit. Say one more.
Yeah, you should have seen the first draft.
Come harder.
No, but powerful stuff.
But I actually did want to comment that I thought you got the cadence and the vocabulary of the period down pretty dang good.
Thank you. Thank you.
So this book is written in his perspective, but is it written as if like he's telling the story that already happened? Because that's what it sounds like.
No. That section. Okay, so the bulk of the book is written in third person past tense.
Okay.
You know, like many books are. But the book is in 8 parts. So, you know, got part 1, part 2, part 3, and I think this is part 5, and it's the longest single part of the whole book. And that section is from the journals of Jonathan Michael Brogan, and it also has a newspaper article from the newspaper in the nearby town, and then it also injects third person narrative here and there to kind of flesh things out. So he'll be in the middle of a journal entry, and then it'll pause, go into the next chapter, and now we're living that out rather than reading it from his journal.
Okay.
So,
that's cool. I like how you do that. Kind of shift it that way.
Yeah. It was fun. It was a fun way to do it.
So, did you have to do a lot of research? Because writing about a period of 1906, what was happening then?
I did some research specific to this area because the whole story is set in this town that I live in and in the woods outside of it. Now, of course, I fictionalized some of the landscape or whatever, but when I describe the town, I try to describe it, you know, fairly accurately. But the bulk of the research I did was more or less just kind of looking up my city's, what's it called? City Hall. I can't remember. They had like a town history, you know, the year it was founded, by whom, so far, blah, blah, blah. But in my story, I also kept it very claustrophobic for the most part in that section. You know, most of that part actually takes place out in this little isolated house in the middle of the woods. And there's a couple of parts where they go into town, and he'll talk about having gone into town, but the bulk of it actually takes place right out there. So it was a matter of, all right, they didn't have any electricity, and they had to heat their own water on fire, you know, things like that.
The important things.
How important is isolation to a horror story?
It depends on the horror story, but it sure makes for a great one when you utilize it well. I can think of The Thing from 1982. On the bottom of the world, there's nobody you can call. There is nowhere you can go, and that really helps to amp the tension up a lot.
You know what? I think if we were to think about other horror movies, horror novels as well, that might be a common theme: isolation, because that's where things get really intense.
Isolation and confinement.
Think about it. Whether it be a camp where someone's trying to kill you, or Friday the 13th, or you're a babysitter, someone's trying to kill you, but you have no access. No, who can you go to? All your friends are fucking, they're dying, and apparently there's a police around.
Right.
Kind of confined in your horror, but it's Alien. Confinement.
Yeah, outer space is another great isolated place, you know.
A lot of horror stories take place on spaceships, for example. Yeah.
Event Horizon, one of them.
Yep.
Oh, I love that one. That one.
You know, even like Cabin in the Woods, that stuff. You're isolated.
Yeah, I was going to mention that one.
That one was a fun twist.
That was a good movie, man.
That one took such a sharp left turn. It was great.
Oh yeah,
dude, it was. Yeah, that ending was the best part. I was like, man, there's so much fucking content. They could just make more of the shit, and I would love it. When you saw all the fucking monsters that they had at their, I was like, man, come on. Oh,
yeah, it was terrific. I remember watching it the first time and having no idea that it was going to take any kind of a turn. I honestly thought it was going to be just a horror story at a cabin. I was like, oh, cool, maybe it's like Evil Dead. and start watching it. And I was like, my jaw was hanging. I was like, holy God, this thing really went wild.
Yeah,
But it was a lot of fun.
So did.
Okay. But now your story, it borrows a little bit from Stranger Things you mentioned before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it at least pays homage to. I mean, I'll leave it up to the individual reader if they think I was actually borrowing, but it certainly helped get my
Influenced
gears turning,
by.
so.
Influence, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Now I take it you're a fan of Stranger Things?
Big fan. Yes.
Okay.
Even season 3?
Actually, season 3 was probably my favorite.
What?
Yeah, man. I thought it kicked all the asses. I had a lot of fun watching that one.
Even what they did, they turned Hopper into
Hopper?
a big weenie.
Well,
Hopper into a big weenie.
Well, I kind of got that, though, because, when I became the father of a little girl, it softens all of us up. So I kind of got that. But in the end, he's still a badass. And nobody could stop Hopper from being a badass. So
it's okay. Like season 1, I enjoyed. I think a lot of people like season 1. Like season 1, it was like brand new. This is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great story. It looked like something from Stephen King, but it wasn't. I thought it was
right.
It's like, was there something I missed? Is it not? Did Stephen King write this? No, he did not.
I actually got a story for you there.
Oh yeah. What's the story?
Well, the Duffer Brothers, the creators of the show, they were actually pitching to the studio to try to get the directing gig for the new It movies.
Oh.
And the studio apparently enjoyed what they had, but ultimately decided to pass on them because they wanted to get somebody that was more of an established director to handle this particular content. And so they walked away and they looked at everything they had and like, well, let's go make our own show. We'll use some of the same themes and do our own thing. And so they did.
Okay.
But you got to give them credit, the casting credit. I mean, Jesus, finally Winona got a role where she didn't have to act.
Just be crazy. You're naturally crazy. Just do it.
Just be yourself. Just be yourself, Winona.
And this
that was a brilliant move.
Isn't she married to Keanu Reeves? Is she?
No.
Is she? I don't know.
I don't know. I thought she was. I don't know.
Seems like too nice of a guy.
Dude, now I'm curious about that. I could have sworn. I could have sworn. I don't know. Okay, but yeah, I mean, season 1 was great. You had the kids. They were very young. They were like, it was a great show. Season 2, I like season 2. I didn't really, I don't really remember too much about season 2. I know that the boy was like the younger boy, wasn't he? Like the younger one of the group. He was like possessed. He got like infected or something.
Well, I think they're all the same age, but he's kind of shorter than the rest.
Yeah,
of them.
he's shorter.
But yeah, he's the one that was missing in season 1, and then he was kind of possessed by what was it, the Mind Flayer in season 2?
The Mind Flayer is what they call it.
And I thought season 2 was good, but I didn't think it was as good as season 1.
Yeah,
but I thought season 3 just knocked it out of the park.
Okay,
personally.
Now for season, if you want to go to season 3, let me tell you something. Okay, season 3.
I thought first. You go ahead. You go ahead.
But I think because SK, I think I shared this opinion with you where at first I did not like season 3. Watching the first 2 episodes, I was like, Hopper is such a fucking bitch. What is happening here? Why is he acting this way? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? Why is he being like an emotional like soy boy beta about like being stood up on? Why is he now? I know he has feelings for that kid's mom. I don't remember any of the characters' names, but the mom, he had feelings for her, but he just seemed so weak. And maybe my wife was trying to tell me, what would happen if you got stood up? Wouldn't you have a problem? It's like, okay, you kind of got me there, I guess. But towards the end of it, he becomes like this. He's infiltrating a Russian base. He's punching Russians in the face, shooting them, not giving a fuck. And it's like, okay, so he's still kind of the badass, but not really. But my thing is, I mentioned the Russian base, is how the fuck was there a Russian base under this goddamn town? Who the fuck built that?
That shit drives me insane. That shit, like,
how did the Russians build that under the mall without being protected at all?
With shovels, duh.
You can't run a telephone line through town without blocking traffic for weeks.
Yeah.
You're underestimating our Soviet brethren.
Hey, you wrote the book about their economy. How the fuck did they afford it?
I know, that's why they came here and built bases underneath our malls.
Oh shit! Wait.
So they'd actually have some income.
Wait, SK, he might know what he's talking about.
Thrown into the fountain.
Wait. Do you mean to tell me? Under every single mall there is a Russian base?
Well, not every mall. Sometimes they're German, sometimes they're Chinese, but I mean they're out there.
Oh, I bet you Mall of America. Under Mall of America, there's a Russian base.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's Canadian.
And all of them are reading
Oh, you're right. They're owned by... That's right. It is Canadian.
That's how I made my first fortune.
Iranian Canadians, right? Isn't that right? Weren't they born on a...
Yeah.
Man, that's a weird twist. Mall of America's not even owned by Americans.
It is a fucking big
anything?
place if you've ever been there.
I've never been.
It is really a big place.
I'm afraid to go there now because someone might just pick up my kid and throw him. So I don't want to go there now.
Right? I mean, that's your job.
Hey, I'll throw him in my car. Throw him in my car and... Yeah. Anyway. Jesus, people are going to be like, what the fuck he's talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is one of the things in so many movies that just drives me nuts, how you can have this massive construction job that would have required decades to carry out. And where the fuck did all the dirt go, for God's sakes? Just that.
I don't even know.
Right?
They made glass ornaments out of it.
I think they're trying to go with the excuse
it's not all silica. Jesus.
I don't know. I'm reaching because I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too, Chris. I enjoyed it too. But you got to ask the tough questions. Now, and I asked these questions to my wife, and she was like...
And can you find the plans for the place if you go to City Hall?
Well,
because they had to get the permit.
No,
but remember, the mayor was corrupt. Remember, the mayor was corrupt.
Oh yeah, and it was Carrie Elwes. Who else who's more corrupt on film than him?
Say his last name again.
Well, and I say it Elwes, and I may be totally. I will own Elwes.
Nobody fucking knows how to say his last name.
Yeah,
nobody.
Or is it Yules, or does he just say I'm Carrie E, and does he wink at you? Because I don't know. I don't know what his last name actually is.
Nobody knows how to say his name.
I've never heard it in an interview.
I have never heard it.
Yeah, I've never heard it pronounced either.
One of the
I have no idea.
mysteries of life is how the hell did you pronounce his last name?
Yeah. And he's a likable actor too. But I have no idea. It's not like a Hanks.
Right.
It's like a Carrie E. We'll call you that.
Okay. No, I told my wife about that too. About like, I don't see how it'd make any sense for this Russian base to be under this mall. And she was like, you know what? She told me that they have the upside down. They have this thing coming out, and you're asking about that. You're asking about the logistics of a Russian base under a mall. And I'm like,
different.
I know
it is different.
Thank you. Thank you.
You can suspend your belief about monsters and supernatural, but when it comes to the actual reality side of things, you gotta fucking, you know,
Yeah, it
keep
needs to
it in
be
line.
firmly wedded to reality on that side of things, so that people can accept the otherworldly parts.
Yes.
So, no, I agree with that.
Now, it's in the 1980s, though. Did they have building permits in the 1980s? Wasn't everything just wild and crazy?
I think they only
It's
had
not
those
an
in the bigger
invention of the
cities.
21st century.
I mean, what's a building permit,
Oh,
right?
man.
Who needs that?
It's like, you give us money and we won't come and stop you from building shit that has nothing to do with us. So,
Yeah, mostly.
It was
Pretty
funny
much,
too.
yeah.
Like the beginning of season 3, I thought it took place in. I mean, it took place in Russia, right? The opening scene where they're doing the thing on the door or the wall, the big laser thing.
yeah, I
It's-
think that was in Russia, and then they relocated to Hawkins because of the events
Budget.
of season 1 or something, when they had already tried to open a portal or whatever, and
Mhm.
so it was already a prime location. Is
Yeah.
kind of what I gathered from the
Well,
from the story.
let me ask you this: setting aside the absurdity of the Russia base thing, what are the things you like about it?
Stranger Things.
Mhm.
Well, the main thing that I love about it, I just love those kids. They're absolutely fantastic characters, and I enjoy watching them interact. Especially what's his name with the no teeth.
Yeah, is that a
Dustin?
real thing for him, or is that a makeup?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. It may have been, but I don't know. But that character, that kid plays that so wonderfully. Every time he's on screen, I just start smiling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know
I think that is a
about
real
I'm
thing.
about to have a good time.
Yeah, I
because
think
this
he
kid
looks
is
like
going to
that.
give me a good time with this scene because he's awesome.
Mhm.
But I love them. I enjoy the idea of anytime you involve alternate dimensions or other realities, and if there's some sort of lurking beast or monster over there or whatever, all that kind of stuff just always hits home. I always enjoy that.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
oh, and Steve kicked ass in season 3.
Which one's
Big hair.
Steve?
He's the one that he was kind of a jerk in season 1, but then he became the buddy, the older guy. That's the friend. He works.
Oh, he used to be the
ice cream
cool
joint in the mall
kid?
in the season. Yeah.
Oh, he
And
was
then
working
he-
the ice cream place, right?
Yeah.
that one was
I
Steve.
love that guy's character.
Okay. Look,
I
there
I
was-
thought the girl he
really
worked
enjoyed
with
him.
kind of stole the show a little bit.
Yeah,
She
she
did a
did.
good job.
But she
Yeah,
stole.
that's Ethan Hawke's daughter, I believe.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah. It was kind of somewhat of a breakout role for her, I guess. She's getting some attention from it. So,
Yeah, I felt the same way that she kind of stole the show. It was like but it is what it is.
Oh,
It-
hey, I just looked up.
Hmm?
The guy, Gaten Matarazzo,
yeah.
that's the guy who plays Dustin, has some cleidocranial dysplasia, trait he shares with Stranger Things character. He uses dentures
Mhm.
as a result of this condition.
okay.
That's true.
So it's a real thing.
So it's
It
a
is
real
a-
thing for him.
It is real.
Yeah.
It is real. Look at that.
Bravo for him for embracing it and playing the role.
He's also
And-
doing a reality
and-
show where he's gonna be playing pranks on some people getting jobs. Is that true? I heard about that. Where
I have no
you heard-
idea.
I don't know. That's crazy. It's kind of like a pranked, or what was it? Punked, right?
Punked.
But except this time it's
Yeah.
about jobs. Oh, you thought you were gonna get the job? You're stupid. You're not gonna be employed. Get back on the street.
Television gold.
Of course, that kid's gonna get roped.
Don't. Hold on. Let's see. Prank Encounters.
Yeah.
He's hosting.
Yep.
Yay. We need another prank show.
Yeah, that's
Interesting choice.
that might not do too well for his character. He got cred with Stranger Things. People love him because of that, and then they want to throw him in that. Of course, he's gonna say yes because of money. He'll probably be
Right.
like, it's harmless, guys. We're just joking around.
It's a perfect example of why an agent should be shot in this instance. Because that kid's very talented, and it's just kind of tossing it to the wind with a show like that.
Yeah. So what are they going to do? They're going to go to the bums in San Francisco and be like, hey, do you want a job? And they go through the whole thing. At the end of it, they're like, ha, joking, get your ass back to your shit street. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Get back in your cardboard box.
You're not getting a job.
Idiot.
So fucking mean. And I'm laughing.
Gosh.
We're going to bring the city inspectors down here. Never mind that they let the Russians build a whole fucking base without a single permit, but you can't have a cardboard box.
Well, there's been a lot of there's been a lot of turmoil in my hometown, actually, with city council and all anything to do with the local city government over here. Like this whole town's as divided as the rest of America is on our own little issues. So I have to imagine that there was enough corrupt local officials in Hawkins that helped the Russians get in there. It doesn't explain the dirt. It doesn't explain the time. It doesn't explain bringing in God knows how many tons of cement and piping and electrical wiring and everything else. But I don't know. It's television. That's enough. So.
Right. Yeah. It's the problem that I think we have with so many television and film writers is they've never done anything but be television and film writers. They've never fucking left California or New York.
Yeah.
They've never had real jobs where they have to actually work or make something or make a profit or anything like that, or risk their lives just to make a paycheck.
That's right. I mean, their perspective is skewed, man. I mean,
they don't know shit.
They don't.
It's fundamentally different from your average Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true. Man, there was one thing I was going to say about Stranger Things. Oh, okay. I don't know if you noticed this, Chris or SK, but the storylines themselves, they kind of like played homage to various 80s films. Have you noticed that? Like, at least the characters anyway.
Oh, sometimes it's blatant.
Yeah.
And not blatant, but overt.
Like, hold on
they
here.
They make it very clear that they're
like, the clear call to the Terminator with that one Russian dude who was all trying to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I was like, wait a second. They're trying to make him look like
Well, the fact that it takes place at a mall, for one.
Yeah.
The final battle.
Mm-hmm. It was like they were trying to go all out. How 80s nostalgia can we get? We want it.
But I got to say this. I don't necessarily have a problem when TV show or movie, book, or anything like that pays homage or riffs on something. That doesn't necessarily bother me as long as they do it well. If you entertain me in the process, I'm good. I'm like, oh, haha, I see what you're doing there. Wink, wink. Fine. But then there's other people that, they're not interested in that.
Yeah.
They want something 100% original, and unfortunately, I'm not really convinced there's anything 100% original anymore. Virtually everything, every story's been told, but you can always tell it in a new way.
Yeah.
So.
Well, according to fuck. I can't remember his name. The mythology guy.
Yeah, I think I know what you're referencing. What, there's 6 or 7 stories just being retold every time? Is that it?
Yeah, the structure of all mythology is the same.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know the reference. I can't say the name.
God. I got his Campbell. Joseph Campbell.
Okay.
Thank you. The hero with 1,000 faces.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
One of his books. He's researched mythology all over the world and finds that, guess what? It's really all the same in the structure.
Structure is very similar. The stories are very similar. It's about how do you make it entertaining. The originality is going to be what you bring to it, the flair. So
Absolutely.
So Stranger Things, their whole brand by season 3 was 80s nostalgia, pretty much. So season 3, I think they did well there. Let's pump it out all as much. Let's make it 80s as possible. Let's even put New Coke in there. Let's go all the way. Okay.
Absolutely. I thought I thought the references, the callbacks to 80s, culture was subtle enough to not be distracting.
Yeah.
I saw a show recently where it was really so blatant that the callbacks to these other movies, but it was done, tongue in cheek. It was kind of cute and funny when they would do it. But this was a different approach, and it was good. I don't have a complaint about how they did it.
The only time I had a moment of, I guess you call it a complaint or whatever, I was like, what? Was when you saw the Arnold Schwarzenegger Russian going after him. I was like, man, they're trying. Yeah, okay, I see what they're doing here. And I was like,
they didn't have him say, "I'll be back," though.
I never thought Arnold Schwarzenegger with that character, but I did think
watch it again. You'll see it.
80s action movie.
Oh, and Billy, were they trying to make him be like? I mean, I don't know. Billy just seemed like an 80s badass too, in a kind of a way. Like a generic 80s badass that like all the chicks want to like kind of be with, but he's kind of like a douchebag, but he's kind of badass as well. That was a cool character. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, he was fun.
Why are we spending so much time on Stranger Things?
Because it's part of it. Oh, we need to play a game. We got time to play a game.
We got
Florida or Texas? Okay, so
Florida versus Texas. Who's the weirdest fucking state in the land?
So in this game, the way we play this is SK hasn't told me any of these headlines, by the way. SK is going to read these headlines, and we guess whether or not it's Texas.
I'm going to lead out the location information, and you have to guess if it took place in Florida or Texas. Go ahead and cast your votes in the chat, too.
Okay. All right. Let's do this.
Ready to roll.
Right.
We need like a background image for this, for the future.
Yeah. A homeowner says someone stole a 9mm Glock handgun from his bedroom during a weekend sex party. County Sheriff Todd Smith tells the such and such newspaper the homeowner couldn't give detectives the names of possible suspects because the 20 or so people attending the orgy wore masks.
Oh my God.
What?
At first I would think this would be easy, except that Texas has Austin. And so kind of anything could happen here.
I'm gonna go with Texas because in Florida
I am too.
They wouldn't wear masks in Florida.
Yeah, it's too hot. It's too humid.
They wouldn't give a fuck.
Florida.
Come on.
I guess Texas is a little bit more
so
decent
it was a sweaty orgy. You didn't say it was a sweaty orgy.
Yeah, they left some of the details out.
It's not a drinking game, but I'll take a drink anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
I have to close these out so that
be sure to delete the history.
I got so many fucking tabs open right now. In this one fucking come on. All right. An inmate could face several new charges after he allegedly tried to escape from such and such county adult detention center and flooded part of the facility in the process.
Texas.
Yes, you win.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
I think I heard of that one before.
We actually had an inmate escape from a prison that's 1 mile outside of town here the other day.
Yeah.
Like, he's just a drug guy. He wasn't like a killer or anything. But
just drug guy.
Well, I mean,
Texas is bad about containing their prisoners. I mean, I think you're kind of sloppy. At times.
They got way too
All right, here we go.
many of them.
Students at an elementary school were back in class Friday, one day after a box of ammunition from a Black Hawk helicopter fell through the school's roof.
What?
So wait, what? A Black Hawk? Oh, a Black
Hawk helicopter
Not a Black Hawk,
dropped
a Black
box of
Hawk.
ammo, which is probably what, 50 cal
I think so.
ammo?
And we're not talking about Iraq.
No.
No.
It's
Okay.
not Afghanistan. It's not.
We're just going to take that on
Florida.
the
An
table.
elementary school.
I'm going to go with Florida this time.
Yeah, Florida.
It's a toss-up.
Texas.
Ah, you son of a.
El Paso.
Mother of God.
Oh, El
Yeah, I
Paso.
forgot about El Paso.
The
We've got
Mexico
Austin
of Texas.
and El Paso.
Okay.
Literally anything can happen.
All right. I mean,
Uh,
you go to El Paso if you want to have the Mexico experience, but be safe and still be in the States. Come on.
Yeah.
All right.
Safe, he says, while squinching his fingers to either side of his face.
Yes. Shit. Oh, okay. What's the next one?
a man who was being arrested for allegedly masturbating in a Walmart parking lot is accused of grabbing
Oh, that
a
was me.
deputy's rear end and saying, "Let me just feel it."
He was
Trenton
feeling it.
James Rich, 19, was arrested Saturday and charged with battery of an officer. It didn't say he was using batteries, but okay. Assaulting an officer, resisting an officer, and exposure of sexual organs.
Well, you might as well just go all the way. If the officer's there, you might as well just, catch a feel.
It's got to be America's penis. I'm going with Florida.
I'm going to go Texas.
Got to be. Okay.
Florida!
Yes!
Florida man!
Yes. In Texas, we would have asked much more politely.
Yep. Hey, ma'am, you mind if I grab your ass?
And I totally understand if you do not like it, but just work with me
It's
here.
like, shh,
It'd be all
right. Shh, quiet. Just let it happen.
Lots of shushing.
You may have heard this one, but I'm going to go with it anyway. A would-be car thief was thwarted by his own inability to drive a stick shift.
Texas.
According to the county sheriff's office, Jalen Alexander tried to steal an elderly man's car while the man was placing his walker in the trunk. Alexander allegedly attacked the man, jumped into the car, and locked the doors, but when he tried to drive away, he stalled multiple times. Probably like.
Now wait a second. Is this one that's a standard on the floor, or is it on the steering column? Because I can see it if it's the steering column. I might look at it and be like, "Huh?"
Jesus,
But
I don't think I've even driven like that.
I haven't either. That's why I would definitely hesitate on that.
But you said it was an old man putting a walker in his car, right? So it might be.
Oh, well, then it's
column.
Florida. If you're old, you live in Florida. It's the law.
Yeah, Florida.
Florida for the win.
Yeah, that's the retirement community of America. There you go.
That's right.
All right. As more tabs close, the rest of them get faster to reload. A woman found the sweetest way to take advantage of the stifling heat gripping the state. Baker Erin Eversole took some frozen cookie dough from her shop and decided to cook up some treats on her car dashboard Thursday afternoon.
You can do that? You could.
You can in Texas.
Yeah.
I checked them every hour for about 4 hours, and they were actually done. At that point, it was 109 degrees. They didn't get crispy, but they were fully baked, and everyone said they actually tasted better than when we put them in the oven.
They probably do taste. Well,
Yeah,
depending
they
on how
probably
clean
do.
the
They
car
probably
is.
got that old car flavor.
Yeah. Texas.
Get some of them CFCs, baked in.
That's a little bit of cancer.
The
Come
Armor All flavoring.
Yes. They're very shiny and dust-free.
on.
Very slippery, too.
All right.
So, what's the vote?
Texas.
I'm going with Texas on that one.
Texas it is.
All right. Look at that.
Boom.
We know our stuff.
I'm feeling it.
All right. A woman is accused of biting off and swallowing part of another woman's nose
Oh.
after being
Florida.
asked to
Not where I
leave the
thought war was gonna
victim's
go.
house.
Okay.
I didn't think it was going to be a nose either.
A nose.
That's why I dragged it out a little bit.
And this is what
Are you sure
I
it's not a
look up my
penis?
book about automated adult income.
Yeah.
So
It
I have a
doesn't
whole
help
chapter
you.
covering this.
There are things you swallow and things you don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jessica Collins, 41, has been arrested and charged with
ooh.
assault with bodily injury in the attack. The victim says she went out drinking with her neighbor, and Collins. Then all three returned to her home. Collins demanded more cigarettes and alcohol. The victim asked her to leave. The victim says Collins assaulted her, biting off part of her nose and swallowing it.
Wow.
It's got to be Florida.
That's
just
savage. And I don't know that. I don't know. Texas is pretty savage too. I mean, we have Andrea Yates. She tried her own kids.
Yeah, that's true. What is
Texas?
that the one that happened up in Tyler?
That happened. It happened around this area, my area, because
Oh, okay. Because there was one that. Okay, no, the one I'm thinking of. She used a brick in Tyler. That one was not far from me.
yeah. I mean,
No,
disclosing a little bit.
Andrea Yates was drowning.
God
it.
told her
Andrea
to do it.
Yates actually went to. Well, it's known in the documentary. She went to Devereaux as an outpatient, in the outpatient clinic. I worked there.
Wow.
All right, so what's your vote?
Woo.
Florida
Texas.
for me.
And the answer is Texas.
Oh.
I'm gonna drink anyway.
Conroe, Texas.
Oh yeah, Conroe's fucked up. Conroe's like not even part of Texas, really. It's kind of like Conroe is his own like little mental facility, you know.
A woman was arrested after punching and spitting at her boyfriend over the way he cut his meat and potatoes. And I'm pretty sure that's not a metaphor.
It's got to be Texas.
Yeah, Texas. You fucked up my meat.
You don't mess with meat.
You cooked
Or
my
potatoes,
steak
really,
wrong.
but especially not meat.
It's not known what kind of cutting method the boyfriend used to make Carol so upset.
I love that that's pointed out.
Oh, Jesus. All that money on journalism
man.
school to write a line like that.
Yeah.
Florida!
Oh man.
Well, it's the other
I wouldn't have
South.
guessed.
It's the trash of the South. I'm sorry, Floridans. Floridians?
Floridians.
Floridians. Okay, it's like aliens. All right,
Right.
Like fluoride.
fluoride. Yeah.
Got to be
All
something
right.
down there.
$18 million worth of cocaine found amid banana shipment sent to the state's prison.
Florida.
The shipment,
Florida.
Cocaine shipment Florida.
in
Yeah,
bananas.
we got to be talking about Miami.
Florida. Yeah.
Texas.
Mother of God.
Who? Like
Oh my
the Texas?
Yeah, so
the
so
cocaine
somebody
cocaine
donated
cowboys.
a pallet of bananas to the prison, and the boxes had no bananas in them. It was
What?
just cocaine.
Brilliant.
I think some mid-level, logistics person for the cartel has gone missing suddenly.
He's probably evacuated his skull at this point.
Yeah, he shipped their stuff to a prison. Yeah.
And
You had one job.
Yep.
I don't know how you fuck up that bad.
Dude.
Honestly don't. I couldn't try and do that.
Dude, that dude's family has been wiped out. They don't play. Fuck.
all right, here we go. A 26-year-old man is behind bars after providing law enforcement with his brother's name because he was wanted on felony warrants. The county sheriff's deputies say. The only problem is that his brother is wanted as well.
It's probably Texas.
That may very well be Texas, yes.
Ding, Florida.
Oh,
Oh, my
man.
God.
Manatee County.
We're losing here, man. We're losing.
How are we so similar to Florida?
Man,
Isn't that sad? That should be a little frightening.
it
is.
is frightening. We got to
It
better ourselves as a state. You know, we need to put
Not
out a PSA.
Even
Texas, we're getting too close to Florida. Get your shit
we
together.
seriously got to do something.
Stop drowning
do
your
something.
kids. Stop
Hitting them with bricks.
You know, we have bath salt problems.
All
here,
right,
too.
one last one.
Yeah. Is it about the naked girl that was dancing on top of a 18-wheeler when she was on bath salts? That one? Because that's
Nope.
Houston. Houston is crazy, too.
I thought you didn't know about these headlines.
I'm just guessing.
He's just fishing.
I'm fishing.
By the way, I was on my last day of jury duty last spring, and I was riding the bus home, and the bus had to stop because there was this naked black woman dancing across the street.
Sounds like Houston.
Out-
You know, in Houston, someone stopped traffic to propose to his fiance. Like, are
How
you
did he not get run over?
Because, dude, I don't know, man. Houston's crazy at times.
Somebody
Honestly, I
should
don't know
have
how
just
Houston
floored it and
hangs
said,
together.
Let me
It's fucked
save
up.
you the next 30 years of trouble.
He got
Yeah.
arrested for that shit.
Jesus. Well, good for him.
Anyway,
All right, last one. A drug bust announcement came with an atypical warning about the dangers of trying to flush away drug evidence. The warning stems from a drug arrest over the weekend. Police say that when they went to serve the search warrant, the suspect, Andy Perry, unsuccessfully tried to flush methamphetamine and several items of paraphernalia. Perry was arrested on drug and evidence tampering charges, and the police gave this warning. On a more or less serious note, folks, please don't flush your drugs, okay? When you send something down the sewer pipe, it ends up in our retention ponds for processing before it is sent downstream. Now, our sewer guys take great pride in releasing water that is cleaner than what is in the creek, but they are not really prepared for meth. Ducks, geese, and other fowl frequent our treatment ponds, and we shudder to think what one all hyped up on meth would do. Furthermore, if it made it far enough, we could create meth gators.
oh, Florida.
That's
Meth
gotta be-
gators. The gators, come on. That was the giveaway.
I mean,
That's the giveaway. SK
there-
put a
there's gators here too, but that's got to be Florida.
Florida. Florida has meth.
Tennessee, actually. It's I threw you a
Ah!
curveball.
Oh my gosh!
Man, this
I believe it though.
was that all the stories?
Yep. That's
Man,
it.
that was fun. Dude, that was
That was
fucking
cool.
fun. Man, we might have to make that a recurrence, man. We didn't do any news today, but we did this. That was fun.
It's not like we'll ever run out of stories.
Do have a
No.
we do have a caption contest. Let me put it on the screen here. Did I put it here? Where did I put it? This one? Yeah, this one. All right, put it on the screen now. What this is, I showed this before, and it's a note that was drawn by my son, and I really can't tell you what it says. It looks like I guess a ransom note, a ransom letter. If I were to guess, it says, "Cuz Mefs dies." So cousin Mefs, I don't know, like your cousin will die. I don't know what he meant by that, but it was.
But there's a heart there too.
There's a heart, and I will tell you this: when he gave it to me, it was with a smile, and I think, I can't remember exactly what he said, what he thinks he said. I think he said something about pies. I think he was trying to say like.
It does look to me like pies.
Like he's trying to write pies, but yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I'm thinking cosmic pies is what maybe was meant.
Man. So wait a second.
Yeah, because 5-year-olds are all into cosmic phenomena.
Well,
yeah,
they should be.
They should be, but they're all watching cartoons and shit.
Yeah.
Uh,
So on the
yeah.
on the Deadman's
Keeping up
Home
with their
fan club
responsibility.
Facebook group, we have a caption contest here, and the winner's gonna get a free ebook. All right.
Right. So you want me to read them?
Yeah, you got it loaded up.
I am ready.
All right.
So you guys, who's doing the deciding on this? You both of you? You gonna
Yeah,
get-
I think
what
we
now?
could decide. I think we could decide on this.
All right. Here's the first one. Number 1. Now just sign in blood under the cloven hoof print,
Oh man.
which is what that one mark up in the top right looks like. Does
Yeah.
look like that.
Are we talking about the heart in the lower left? Or
Could be that, too.
The vagina in the upper right.
Dude, I was about to say, what is that thing? What is that supposed to be? What is that? Is that a heart?
It
What
looks
is that?
used. It looks used.
Oh man.
Apparently, your 5-year-old is already getting automated adult income.
Oh, I don't even want to ask. Wait, we meant do.
Yeah.
Where's the money
You just
going?
need to tax him on that.
Where's that money going? Wait, I should know about
It's
the
going
money.
to build
Oh,
a
man.
Russian base under the mall.
That's
God.
right. That's where it's all fun.
Don't feed the
All right,
Russians.
number 2. Daddy, no one is gonna believe you're not a spy. I mean, Mr. Deadman isn't. You can't write spies in the coded message. Give it here. Sheesh, a 3-year-old can write better coded messages.
I could see spies in the code message. Oh,
Maybe spies. I don't know about the paragraph before it. but,
Cobb spies. Cobb meth. Come meth spies. Come muffin spies.
Because meth spies.
Oh.
That would definitely be Texas if we were still playing that game.
Yeah.
Number 3, Death's Head Press releases the first chapter of the new novel Fugger Trippagilgitterbud by Bob Dylan.
Lovecraft or something.
That's it. That's the one.
Who the fuck ever decided to let Bob Dylan near a microphone? I'm never going to stop about that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Number
let him write.
4, Uncle Joe Bob's love letter to his hot 3rd grade teacher. At 21, he almost has the formation of the alphabet down.
Never give up.
Yeah.
Never give up.
Keep on trying.
And number last, Dean Koontz's wife writes fan mail to Stephen King.
Wait. Do you see that? Where does it say King? I guess so. I mean, the minus small. I can't.
To me, that's the best one to me.
That's
Yeah.
my favorite. That's my favorite.
I think he's the winner. Who's that?
Clark Robert Dean. No, Clark Roberts. Sorry, Dean
All
was
right.
part of it.
Very
Clark
good.
Roberts.
All right, Clark Roberts. I'll get with you after the show. Sometime after the show or tomorrow about the free ebook, and take it from there. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're still watching, I hope so. Press the like button, share, subscribe if you haven't already. I definitely enjoyed your company here in the chat. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, everyone in the chat, making it awesome, making it engaging. Chris Miller, it was great having you on, talking about your book, The Damned Place. And when does it's already out? Like, where can people go get it?
You can get it on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. You can go to my website, authorchrismiller.com, and there is a tab for books. And it's right now, it's the top one. It has a buy now button there. You can click on it. You can get it at Black Bedsheet Books. I think they have it as a discount there if you want to go that route. So it's all over the place though.
All over the place. Okay.
All over the place. And if you happen to get his book, is there any way to get rid of it? I mean, like ointments or antibiotics or anything?
Nope. It's for life. It's
man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's basically the AIDS of literary books. So.
Also, check out.
I meant to say literature. I fucked up my joke. But anyway.
Also, check out his novelized version of Animal House and his insights into Russian economics.
And if you ever move to Russia, don't go without Putinomics.
That's right.
Man.
You too can build a secret base under an American mall.
Yes, in a nowhere town. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Y'all take it easy. All right.